So I wanted to take a quick moment to make a very important announcement in these trying times. What am I doing, you ask? Oh, I'm just making a toilet paper fort. When the Armageddon apocalypse happens, the one thing that is going to protect you, that is scientifically proven, is toilet paper. Ninja power. What's going on, guys? In all seriousness, I know that these are trying, difficult times for us all, but the one beautiful thing about music is that it has always been an outlet for getting through difficult situations. You know, a lot of you guys might find yourself self-quarantined right now. You might be in isolation, or you're stuck indoors more because so many of the things you love have been canceled. R.I.P. to March Madness. So I thought, what better way to pass the time than to give you my top 10 recommendations of music albums from this past year. Now, a quick disclaimer, guys. I just want to say that these are the past 365 days. It is not this 2020 calendar year. Second disclaimer is that these are my opinions. Now, you guys love my reactions. You love my dissections. I've been getting messages and requests for something like this for a top list or recommendations from me because apparently you like my taste in music and my ear. So these are the things that I enjoy. Now, you might not agree with all of them, or you might have some others that I missed. So if you do, then please comment it down below. Share it for everyone else to see. Let's spread the love of music and share just dopeness with everyone that they can do to pass the time. Quarantine music, baby. Let's go. Now, first on this list is none other than the duo of Ryan Upchurch and Adam Calhoun and their album Hooligan. Now, this is their first ever album collaboration together, guys. I reacted to two of their songs. If you haven't heard those, go check them out. The singles are Hooligan and Back and Forth. And let me just say about these two and this album as a whole, what I love is that you have Church's like really outside the box rhyme schemes and his creative style. But at the same time, he has so many great country roots and so many influences of other genres. And he mixes that into his musical production and into the things that he says. Then you have Adam, who came from the world of battle rap, who understands gritty MC type of flow and fist fighter rhythms. But at the same time, he's also country and he's got that Midwest twang going for him. And you basically take these two together and they have such great chemistry in the booth. When they go back and forth on tracks, it really works so well with the style of their voices and their sounds, and they are a great complement to each other. This is one of the best duo albums of the year that I have heard. I've said this before, guys. I've got it on my playlist right now when I go to the gym, whenever I work out. It is the perfect album to get you hyped and get you pumping to the next level. Us Man is an absolute classic. I really love the hook on it. Adam also proves that he's not just an MC, he can also sing a little bit. Seraphim is really cool. Love the acoustic guitar on that. I mean, really, guys, there's not a bad track on this album. All of them you can sing along to, you can really enjoy, and it's just a perfect distraction. So Hooligan, Ryan Upchurch, Adam Calhoun. Check it out. Next is an artist that goes criminally underappreciated. It is none other than Sick World. Shame on me, guys. I've only done one Sick World reaction before. But let me tell you, When the Stars Align is an absolute amazing album. If you're a fan of NF, if you're a fan of raw, emotional, deep, poetic rap, then look no further than Sick World. Now, I did I'm Lying, which is just the honesty of it and the introspection is crazy. And where I describe NF as like a dark poet, Sick World is right there along those lines in terms of how he thinks and his introspection and how he looks at the world. I'm Gone is an amazing look at relationships. And honestly, I think Sick is at his best when he uses music to help him find truth, to help him find deeper meanings for what he's going through. And that's what music is. Another really cool thing that he does is on the intro, he sets up the whole album by saying, you know, everybody goes through issues, everybody has controversy, and these dark moments and these terrible times create stars. And there is beauty in sadness. There is beauty when terrible things happen to you because it teaches you lessons, because it makes you stronger, it helps you get through them. And when you take these moments, they may seem totally disconnected and in different places, but when these stars align, there's beauty in that. And I love the depth in that, and I think especially during these times, it's a message and inspiration that you need. So if you really want to deep dive into Sick's mind, then look no further than this album. Next on this list is the master of controversy himself. I'm talking about Tom MacDonald. Now, I've said this before about Tom. He is a satire rapper. And what I mean is he will take difficult, controversial topics. He will walk a thin line, and he will say things that on the surface piss you off and that you think are wrong. but when you look at them and you peel back the layers and you look deep down, there is so much hidden truth behind it and raw honesty. And Tom's message has always been about uniting people and bringing them together, even though he talks about very polarizing issues that divide people. Now, we've done a number of these tracks in reaction, so you should go check those out. But Straight White Male, a really good one, and a look at race. Sad Rappers, talking about rappers who take advantage of emo rap, talking about rappers who take advantage of people that are going through mental anguish and use it to make money and profit off of it. Buttholes is just a fun song to sing along to, and it's great about everyone's issues and how people think they are correct no matter what. And then, probably one of my favorite songs that I have not done yet, that I definitely need to do on this channel, is I Wish. It is just a different side from Tom. It is a very thought-provoking, very melodic, very cool harmony on it. Can't recommend it enough, guys. So Ghost Stories, go check that one out. Next is another artist that I really enjoy listening to. He goes by the name of Yellow Wolf. Now, this album is Ghetto Cowboy, and it's actually the second album that Yellow released in the same calendar year. The first one he released when he was still with Shady Records, and then this one, Ghetto Cowboy, it's different. It's like a transition of Yellow with him getting back to his independent roots. Now, we know that there was some controversy with Shady Records. He had a bit of a falling out there. And obviously, when you're signed to a label, there's a lot of being told what to do instead of always getting to do what you want to do. And the thing I love about this album and this sound is that it's new. It's like experimenting with so many different styles and different clashes of genres. It's like you take them in a centrifuge and you just throw them in there and let them all collide. And there's so much great production on this. Unnatural Born Killer, the beat is insane. Lightning, you are gonna love his hook. The man can sing as well. He can write really good harmonies, and he's a great artist who is right now experimenting with a new style and a new direction that he wants to take his music in. And Ghetto Cowboy is like New Yella 101. If you're a fan of Yella's old style and his rap swagger, he's still got Trunk Music 7 on there, which is a great track, flashing off his ability as an MC. Opie Taylor, you just want to sing along to. I love the whistling on it and the production on that track. I highlighted it so much in my reaction. Can't recommend that one enough. So if you guys like something that's different, if you guys like something that's unique, that likes to cross into different genres and is an experimentation into music, I highly recommend Ghetto Cowboy, and I really look forward to seeing what Yellow wants to do now that he's more independent and where he's going to take this sound going forward into the future. All right, now I'm going to put my hands up because this is criminal of me, but an artist that we have not yet reacted to that needs to be on this list is none other than Mac Miller and his album Circles. Now, Circles was dropped after his death, and it's kind of like part 2 to his album Swimming, and it feels like, in a way, the completion of a circle. But at the same time, as we know, the nature of a circle just goes round and round and round. And that's kind of what Mac is doing in his mind. It's like a cluttered mind trying to organize the mess and bring it all together in circles. Now, the thing I love about this is that Mac gets influenced by so many different styles, and he really is a true hip-hop head. And this feels like a discovery into the roots of hip-hop, but also into the roots of music itself. There's some lo-fi beats on here, some classic samples, but at the same time, there's just some raw sort of like coffee shop acoustic guitars as well. It just feels like something you would play when you're at a campfire, sitting around, or you're just chilling, having a lazy day. He's kind of got like a lazy flow to it. He's got a great voice and cadence as well. It's so laid back, but there's so much heart, so much soul, so much passion and swagger and vibe in this one. It's great for a rainy day. It's great when you're feeling a little bit blue and you just want to mellow out and just forget your worries for a little bit. Good News is a great track, very smooth, just feels like an experiment into the study of one's own mind, but at the same time not caring as well, if that makes sense. Hand Me Downs just feels like a jam session, but it's got such an amazing melody and harmony. I mean, honestly, there's so many good melodies on this album. I can't really pick out just one song. It's one of those that you just need to listen from start to finish and give it its full respect and your full time and attention and listen to the flow. And it's like riding a wave, the ups and the downs that Mac goes through with his lyrics, with his song progression and delivery on this album. It's a true album in its rawest, purest form. Next on this list is Juice WRLD. Rest in peace to Juice. Now, we highlighted Juice on Eminem's Godzilla, and we also highlighted him in Eminem's music video for Godzilla, where we had Death Race for Love featured, and that's the album that I'm going to recommend to you guys. It is 22 tracks. That is a ton of songs to put together into one album, which shows Juice's work ethic and his commitment. Also, guys, if you have not seen Juice WRLD's 1 hour freestyle on Tim Westwood, YouTube that right now. Go watch it. It is a true freestyle off the top of the dome. Just him showing a bit of his creative process, how he thinks about rhythms and flows, and he pays so much homage to Eminem and past Eminem tracks. And honestly, that freestyle was the reason why Eminem wanted to put him on Godzilla in the first place. Juice is definitely a class above any other emo rapper that is out there. You have to appreciate his talent. It's funny, I feel like if he was born in a different era, in a different time, he'd be making completely different music. But he is a product of this generation and this time, and he has so much talent and so much to give. It's a shame that he's not here to carry that torch and continue it on. Empty, Robbery are two of my favorite tracks, just to recommend a few. But guys, there's so many great ones on here. If you've gone through a relationship, you've been brokenhearted, and you've got nowhere to turn, then turn to Juice. He'll get you through it. Another artist that we have not done. Man, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm definitely slacking in terms of my reactions. But it's none other than Denzel Curry and his collaboration with Kenny Beats, known as Unlocked. Now, Kenny Beats has a YouTube series. I highly recommend it, guys. It's great just watching the mind of a producer and how he works with an artist and the production that goes into it, but it's called The Cave. And what interested me was I saw Denzel Curry's episode on Kenny Beats' The Cave when he went in, worked with Kenny. Wow. Now, what caught my attention is when Denzel Curry was featured in one of those episodes, went onto The Cave. Like most rappers roll in with like a big posse, man. They don't care. They're getting lit the whole time. Denzel rolls in on his own, just ready to work. And he gets into the booth and just his mind, his aggression, his control at the same time is so good. His delivery can go from here to here to there to there. He is so good at highlighting different words and turning phrases around. And honestly, in terms of this generation, he is one of the best MCs doing it currently. Kenny Beats is also a very dope producer. He's worked with a lot of different artists now. He's got huge respect. He's like the flavor of the day in the hip-hop game, but the man is that for a reason. He knows what he's doing. And the thing I love about this collaboration is that Kenny has brought out like the old school East Coast swagger out of Denzel Curry. It sounds like we're listening to like New York City old school hip hop, like Big L, Biggie, Nas, like bringing out all of the classics in terms of the influences and the sound. It's one of those like you ride around, you vibe to it, you nod your head, and Denzel Curry is just a master with the delivery and the punchlines. If you really want a defining track that shows you what Curry's about, then listen to Diet. He's got like this crazy DMX style flow on the hook where he's like super rumbly and aggressive with it, but at the same time he pulls it back, and then he's got like this laid back delivery and swagger, and it just shows his great dynamic and range. Now, one of the cool things that they did was that they made an entire animated film that goes along with the album itself. Now, when an artist can not only take the audio and create a story with it, but then take something visual and make an entire creative journey visually to accompany the audio, that's just next level. And I love the creativity and the dedication that these two have put into this one. So Denzel Curry, Kenny Beats, Unlocked. Check it out. You're welcome. Now, it wouldn't be a proper list if we didn't have the man himself, NF, represented on this. His album, The Search, guys, is an absolute classic in the NF catalog. There's so many great songs. I still can't believe that the Rolling Stone review came out and said that he was one-dimensional. He is anything but on this. This is just a deep dive into the world of Nate's mind, into his issues of being someone who's so successful, who's out there in the world with all this fame, yet at the same time he's so introverted and he doesn't want it. But it's like a love-hate relationship because he needs this music as an outlet. He needs this music to get him by. The Search, which is one of the first songs that I did with him, is just an absolute classic. I've got that on repeat still to this day. I can't highlight how much I love Change as well. Like the cinematic production behind that one, the choir hits, it feels like an Imagine Dragons song. So cool. I love the cadence on My Stress, and his hook writing is second to none, and it's something that goes underappreciated with Nate in all of his songs. I mean, there's so many great tracks. If there's any that you guys want to highlight, then comment it down below so other fans can see this. But if you have not jumped into the world of Nate yet, I highly recommend it with The Search. Or if you've heard some Nate and you're not sure, give the album a chance. Listen to it all the way through and just watch the progression of his mind and the wisdom and the philosophy that he drops into hip hop. We all need to hear that one. Now, this list wouldn't be right with one of the fathers of hip-hop. I'm talking about none other than Royce da 5'9" with his new album, Allegory. Now, the title in and of itself just shows Royce's philosophical mind. I've called him the Socrates of hip-hop before, and he does not let me down. This relates to Plato's allegory of the cave, which talks about, reality and perception. Basically, in the cave, as Royce explains, you have prisoners who are trapped. There's a torch and a light on the wall, and the only thing that they see of the world are shadows of objects as people take them past, and they think that that is reality. One of them breaks free, goes out into the world, sees the sun, sees the world for what it is, and it just shakes his whole perception and sense of reality and what is real. He then thinks deeper and finds deeper meanings. He comes back to the cave, tells the other prisoners what he saw, tries to set them free as well, but they cannot take it mentally. They do not want to be set free. They are happy in their little comfort zone. Royce is basically saying that this whole album is a big allegory, and he is shedding light and sharing the truth with you all that you need to see, the greater truth that is Royce da 5'9". Honestly, just so many amazing tracks on this. It's like music to be murdered by. I mean, the homage to old school hip hop, the references to some of the greats are unparalleled, but so is the wordplay. There's so many doubles and triples, and Royce's flow is second to none. Eminem himself has said that there are few MCs who stand on his level, but Royce is definitely one of them. Pendulum is just an encyclopedia of wordplay in hip hop. Fubu, which is possibly my favorite track on the album, features Conway the Machine. Now, Conway just brings his flow to another level, and then it's like Royce heard it in the studio. He's like, all right, Conway, I see you. Now watch this. And then he comes in and just takes it to an even another level and extreme and kills it. Both of them have amazing verses on that one. Check out Fubu. Also, man, there's a really funny interlude about an ice cream truck, and I promise you, you will never ever think the same way about the ice cream man again after you hear that. Tricked with King Crooked also definitely deserves a shout out. Now, if you guys are feeling like you're in the dark, that is definitely like one of the title tracks to the allegory. It will get you woke and get you thinking about things in a different way and how the system works. You might not always agree with Royce's conspiracy theories, but you can appreciate that this man has a gift of gab and is able to take very complex thoughts and complex themes and break them down into a simple rap. He's on another level. Now I'm going to do a little bit of shameless self-promotion here, but I had to put one of my very own albums on this list, Letters from Paris. Now, honestly, guys, when I started working on this album, I sat down, I studied some of the classics, and I went, you know what? I want to put together a project, something that you listen to from beginning to end, that is connected, that has a plot throughout, and it has the feel of one story, but just with different acts and different songs throughout. Now, basically, each letter is written to someone different. There's Driving in the Dark, which is a letter to my best friend who passed away from cancer. There's also a letter to lost relationships on there. There's a letter to my family. There's letters to you, all the fans, and even letters to myself. It was really one of those where I experimented with different sounds, and I wanted to push my boundaries, and I wanted to step outside of my comfort zone. There were a few times when I was recording this album when I just had to stop and sort of collect my thoughts and my emotions, because I was touching on things and doing rhymes in certain ways that I wasn't used to, and I really wanted to see how far I could go with it. First letter definitely sets the tone of the whole album. It is a letter to you all, and it just takes you through sort of my stream of conscious and my inner thoughts. I wrote the rhyme scheme and the delivery in a totally different way that's unique to me and to Knox Hill's style, so I hope you guys appreciate that one. Now, I've always thought that I was a good storyteller, and Noir is my chance to tell a story and to show that off. I really feel like I still need to do a music video to Noir, but I haven't had the budget yet or the opportunity to bring that to life and to do it the justice that it needs. It's just got a great twist, and I guarantee you guys will not see the end coming to it. Point Blank is one of those songs where I cross genres. You know, I used to write rock songs. I used to write pop songs as well. Point Blank was my opportunity to put together a hook, to go find a singer who could deliver my vision, and I wanted to make a song that wasn't just for rap fans. I wanted to make a song that could stretch to any generation and any type of person. And I feel like Point Blank just brings it together, and it has that story that everyone needs, that everyone feels deep down. I mean, honestly, it's my own stuff, so of course I'm going to hype it up, but really, I'm proud of it as an artist. Looking back now, months later, it's still one of those that if you ask me what my music is about and what I stand for, I would give you that album. So Letters from Paris, if you haven't heard it, guys, go check it out. Now, last on this list is the obvious, guys. We've done so many reactions to these songs, and honestly, it is one of the best Eminem albums I have heard in years. That's right, I'm talking about Music to Be Murdered By. There are just so many amazing tracks on this, guys. I've highlighted M's delivery, M's ability to put production together, to assemble just some amazing features. I mean, you've got Black Thought on this, you've got Royce the 5'9", you've got Dr. Dre on the production, you've got Denon on the production, M himself working with it, you've got Q-Tip, just so many greats of hip-hop coming together, giving ode to the legends, but also setting an example for current rappers to follow. Now, the really cool thing about Music to Be Murdered By is that it is based off of a previous album, Music to Be Murdered By Alfred Hitchcock. And M references that throughout. He's got like little moments and bits from Alfred Hitchcock's album. Now, basically, Alfred Hitchcock was a very famous movie producer. He had a very dry sense of humor, and he only put out one album, Music to Be Murdered By, which is him with just like his little witty sayings and his little sarcasm and tongue-in-cheek sort of stuff over some really cool, unique, horror-filled instrumentals. I mean, even the album artwork, M is giving credence and ode to Alfred Hitchcock in sort of a similar manner of how he's dressed and what he's doing. It's just a cool little throwback to something historical, something that many people would not have caught in history and don't necessarily think about in this generation, in these days, but that's something that M is great at. He finds past treasures, he digs them up, and he represents them to you in a new light. So that was my top 10 albums that you guys should go check out. #Quarantine Music. Again, if you don't agree with it, or if there's other albums you think I should listen to, or you think the fans here need to hear, then post it below, guys. Keep commenting. I'll also put a link in the description box to all of the different albums, how you can stream them, how you can listen to them, and what you found here. Thanks as always for supporting the channel, guys. I know that it is tough times, so my thoughts and prayers go out with you all. Please, if you need anything at all, if you're starting to feel stressed by all the news stories, overwhelmed by anything, remember, you are not alone. We are all going through this, and it is community, and it is our fellow people that we need to rally behind now. You know, we're social animals, guys. We're not meant to be alone. So if you do feel lonely and alone at this time, take to the internet, you know, reach out to people, listen to music that puts you in the right mental space. That's what it's here for. You know, we're all here to support each other. I'm here to support you guys. If you ever need anything, please reach out on DMs, message me. I always try to respond to as much as I can, even in these trying times. Thanks as always, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. Comment below any recommendations you have for videos. While we're all sat here, we're all bored, we're all trying to get through this. Also, don't forget to subscribe, notifications on, so that we can keep growing, keep building the buzz, and keep doing this. It bumps us up in the algorithms. It gets us recommended to other people who might like channels like this. Thanks as always, guys. You know I appreciate you. I love you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.